Bartko, and today we're going to discuss simplifying polynomials, and I am pumped. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Totally! Very good. All right. So what we're starting with here, and this may be a little bit new to you, is we're starting out with A being assigned to a polynomial and B being assigned to a polynomial. And poly just means many. It just means there's many terms. That's all. So that may be a little bit different because normally you're used to seeing the problem just stated this way, possibly. It depends on what textbook and what teacher you've had and what type of problems you've done. But all that this means, A plus B, is you would take polynomial A and find the sum of that with polynomial B. So let's do that. We're going to write A plus B down. And then we're going to take A, which is 2x squared minus 2x plus 10. We're going to take the sum of that with polynomial B, which is 4x squared plus 7x minus 4. Okay. Now, the easiest thing that I have found with students over time is instead of a grouping, which you can regroup, teachers teach that and it's completely correct, but I found something easier, and especially on timed tests, which is less time consuming, is to underline like terms. Now, like terms, of course, would have the same variable with the same exponent. So x squareds would both be like terms, and I underline them with one underline. Okay? Then the second thing I might do is take the 2x here and 7x here. It's actually negative 2x. And I'm going to give both of those a double underline. All right? And then I have a 10 and a 4, and you could leave those blank. The key is to have the same underline or the same symbol under each of those. Now, I will say this, some people might say, well, you should drop off the parentheses. If you have an addition sign, you don't have to drop off the parentheses, but you do need to do that if there's a negative. Technically, if we were doing it step-by-step, you would do that, but we'll see that in another example. So I'm going to take 2x squared and find the sum of that with 4x squared, which is 6x squared. Then I'm going to take the negative 2x plus 7x, which is plus 5x. Now, if you read this as a statement, it would be 2x squared minus 2x. It would be subtraction. But when we're actually adding and subtracting, you could read this as negative 2x plus 7 when you combine them, and that's correct. All right? And then you have the 10 minus 4. We're reading that as subtraction in that case. And that's going to be plus 6. So when you're adding these two, you would get 6x squared plus 5x plus 6. There are no other like terms to combine, so this is considered simplified when you take their sum. All right, round 2. The subtraction, A minus B. So I'm going to take A minus B. The assignments are exactly the same, just with a subtraction symbol in between. So I have 2x squared minus 2x plus 10. And I'm going to subtract off 4x squared plus 7x minus 4 this time. So I have 4x squared plus 7x minus 4. Now, this time around you have to be careful. All right, I would definitely suggest dropping the parentheses. This really won't change. So you have 2x squared minus 2x plus 10. But this will definitely change. Now, there's two ways to think of it. Either you figure you're taking the opposite of every term within that polynomial, meaning the positive becomes negative here, this would change to negative, and this would change to positive. That's what this sign would do. Take the opposite value of everything, and opposite just means changing the sign in parentheses. But what a lot of students prefer to do, besides that, is they would put in a 1 here and treat this as distributing a negative 1 into the polynomial, which means that you could put arrows in, which I'm sure you've seen. All right, and then this would be negative 1 times positive 4. That's minus 4x squared. Negative 1 times 7x is minus 7x. And negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. So that's another option for you. But either way, the sign here, which was originally positive, though not written, becomes negative. This sign becomes negative. This sign becomes positive. Then I'm going to do my underlining technique. Why? Because that saves time. All right? 2x squared, one underline. This is a like term with that. All right? These two are like terms because they both have the x. And the numbers I'm just going to leave alone. So at this stage, what I have is 2x squared minus 4x squared. That would be negative 2x squared. Negative 2x minus 7x. Negative 9x. Okay? Then I have 10 plus 4, which is 14. Getting the final solution of negative 2x squared minus 9x plus 14. That would be simplified. Right? This is adding, this is subtraction. You'll see a few different differences there, but that's the basics. Now, multiplication. All right, I'll show you 2 different examples of that if the page turns. There we go. All right, so we have A assigned at 2x plus 4, B equals 5x minus 3, And we want to find AB. Now AB, you could think of that as you're multiplying the two assigned polynomials together. So that would look like this. All right? AB equals the quantity 2x plus 4 times the quantity 5x minus 3. Now, this would be the famous or the infamous, depending if you like math or not, FOIL problem, which is first outer inner last or first outside inside last. So I recommend you draw your arrows. This is the first and this is the first, so we're multiplying those two together. Then we have the outside, which is here and here, 2x and negative 3. Then we have 4 and 5x and 4 and a negative 3. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything I just said together in that order. So I'm going to take 2x times 5x. That's 10x squared. And I have 2x times negative 3, negative 6x. 4 times 5x is 20x. And I'm going to multiply the 4 and the negative 3, get negative 12. If you make the arrows and follow them and multiply, you should be in good shape with this. Then, my strategy, underline like terms, do that. And I get 10x squared plus 14x minus 12. And I am done. D-O-N-E with example 2. Example 3, a little bit different, all right, because instead of just having a binomial, this is a trinomial, meaning there's 3 terms to it. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing now, but procedurally it'll change a little bit from FOIL. So I have x plus 3 times the quantity x squared minus 2x plus 7. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my arrows again, but this time around, it's a little bit of an extension of FOIL. It's the same concept, but it's changing. The key to remembering is this x has got to be multiplied with everything over here, and this 3 has to be multiplied with everything over here. And as long as you multiply everything over here by everything over here once, you'll be in good shape. So, I'm going to take x times x squared and get x to the third. I'm going to take x times negative 2x, get negative 2x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. And I have 3 times 7, which is 21. And all I have to do is combine my like terms. There's only one of those, which is nice. Little work required. And I have x squared. That goes with this x squared over here. So negative 2 plus 3. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, which is 1x squared, which is just x squared. All right? Then I have 7x minus 6x. Those 3 lines. Right? 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay? And the only thing left is 21. And I am done with the examples. All right? Now, why did I give you more than one example? Because throughout the day with your different classes, you will have to both add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. So, at this point, though, I want you to work on the first problem that you've been given first period, and then we will come back and see the solution. All right, so coming back to question 1, we have the 2 assignments again with polynomial a and b. We want to find their sum and their difference, which is subtraction. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a plus b, which is 3x squared plus 2x minus 19 plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 4. It's addition. If you want to drop the parentheses off, you can, but you don't have to because of the addition sign, nothing will change. So I'm going to find my like terms. That's a like term with that. It's a like term with that. And I'm good to go. 3 plus 5 with the x squared is 8x squared. 2 minus 7 is going to be negative 5 with the x. And negative 19 plus 4 will give me negative 15. Okay? I am done. That's a plus b. A minus b is going to be the same thing with the subtraction sign in between. All right, almost there. Oh, and of course, what's my mistake? Don't do as I do. All right, subtract it. So I get 5x squared minus 7x plus 4. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to take this, and you can change it to negative 1 and distribute it if you want, or just find the opposite. But this stays the same out here. 3x squared plus 2x minus 19 is going to be minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 4. This sign changed to negative, that sign changed positive, this one changed to negative. All right, like terms. 3x squared minus 5x squared, that's negative 2x squared. 2x plus 7x is 9x. And negative 19 minus 4 is negative 23. So those are your two solutions to your example problem. All right, good luck with the rest of the day today. Something I always want to do. Good luck.